Sandali Nagulat ako dun sa last part na yun. Hindi, kasi ang sabi ninyo earlier on, wala namang ebidensya. Pero may Senate Minority Report. Alam mo naman, sina Senator Amy, pumirma yung mga yan.
Yan ang sinasabi ko na any search for accountability must be founded in fairness and truth, di ba?
Sa kanila, meron kasi silang witness.
But
May possibility, no, na magkaroon ng impeachment possibility. Complaint si VP Sara, endorse niyo po ba?
well, ganito. For this Congress.
Hindi ko lang tatanungin
But
kung
the
anong
second-
ginagawa niyo nun sa 19th Congress.
But the second thing that we're doing,
Ito talaga si Atty. Trixie Cruz Angeles. Ano yung pasimple lang eh. Hindi ko na itatanong kung anong ginagawa nyo noong 19th Congress. Nako, yan na nga ho ba sinasabi natin? Umiikot lang ho talaga ang mundo. Mantakin mo, hindi pa nagbago ang administrasyon, si Atty. Trixie Cruz Angeles na magtatanong sa'yo. Dito sa video na to, gusto ko pagka sumagot ka, yes or no lang ha. Parang yung nasa hearing tayo. Isa ko kasi itong mama na to, ito isa sa mga partner nila dyan sa House of Representatives. Ibig sabihin, patabain hong baboy. Yan ang isa sa mga pinapataba nitong si Tambaluslos dyan sa House of Representatives. Jude Asidre, i-interviewin ho siya nitong si Atty. Trixie Cruz Angeles dito sa video na to. Papasadaan din ho natin itong si Auntie Claire. Ano na naman ho ba kaya mga hanas nitong ali na to? Pero bago yan, isang like at isang subscribe. Masaya na ho tayo dyan at sa mga gusto sumali sa ating community, yung join button, nandyan lang ho sa baba. Ano bang sabi nitong si Ante? Palas, Marcos not to blame for signing most corrupt budget. Ang tinutukoy mo ba yung 2025? Anak ng Petrang Garapata, pagkatapos niyang binasa yung 4,000 pages, ngayon ayaw mo siya masisi, ngayon palsipikado at napakaraming problema. Iba ka rin talaga, di ba? Auntie Claire, iba ka talaga. Kaya ang imbis na tumaas ang approval at trust rating na itong si Marcos Jr. na mapahanggang sa ngayon hindi pa rin natin makita, pambihira. Ngayon siya na ang pumirma, ikaw na nga dumipensa at pumirma sa lahat ng mga dokumento, at dyan sa GAA na yan na 2025. Pinaka-corrupt na budget sa kasaysayan ng Pilipinas. Pinirmahan ho yan ni Marcos Jr. Ngayong pagpirma niya at pagdepensa niya na binasa niya ang 4,000 pages, bigla ngayon sasabihin niya na hindi dapat siya sisihin. Sino sisihin? Yung Vice President, si VP Sara? Si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte? Langyang yan. Ano pa umamentay dito? Pambihira talaga itong mga taga-Malacanang na to. Oh. Kung ano-ano kasi pinagsisinghot nyo kaya wala kayo sa wisyo. Ito naman si Pinky, about Daily Tribune ho yan mga kababayan. Makakala nyo saan ho natin pinagkukuha yung mga post na yan. Lacson C. Romualdez may be invited again to flood control probe but cannot be compelled. Alam mo, si Martin Romualdez dito sa issue na to, sige, ibigay na natin yung interparliamentary courtesy. Pero interparliamentary courtesy, kung sigurong hindi ka nasasangkot, kung alimbawa, meron kang nalalaman pero hindi ikaw ang mastermind. Di ba? Okay na. Interparliamentary courtesy natin yan. Okay, walang problema. Halimbawa, ikaw nag-expose ka dyan sa House of Representatives at meron ka alintulan na pagdinig sa Senado na kailangan nila mga punto de vista mo. Pairali natin yung interparliamentary courtesy, walang problema dyan. Pero kung ikaw nga ang isa sa mga tinuturong mastermind, hoy, ang amo mo walang yakan Judas Sidre ka. Ano ka na yung tipong kumbaga sa baboy, papunta ka na doon sa slaughterhouse di ba? Sa sobrang taba mo. Wala ho tayong ibig sabihin dyan hindi ho natin liniliteral yan. Ibig sabihin, malapit na matapos ang administrasyon, kaya naman malapit nang makatay itong mga baboy na to. Di ba? Hindi literal. Ano yun yung mga kailangan nating klaruhin? Ano ibig sabihin ng makatay? Makatay ho sa pamamagitan ng pagbubulgar ng kanilang mga kabuktutan sa pamahalaan. At dito sa na to, interview ni Jude Asidre na to kay Atty. Trixie Cruz Angeles. Si Atty. Trixie Cruz Angeles ang hahawak doon sa pagpapadugo dito sa mga walang yan na to. Marami hong ma-extract na maintenance and other operating expenses dito sa mama na to. Halata naman ho siguro sa katawan. Okay, ano na naman? Anong tawag dito? Figure shaming na naman. Diba? Binabanatan mo na naman. Mataba. Wala na bang iba? Mataba ka naman talaga. Ano ba problema? Mataba. Nasasaktan ka. Mag-diet ka. Nga yung mga kasama mo dyan sa House of Representatives, nagre-reklamo na. Yung pantry at buffet daw, ikaw lang laging nakakaubos. Diba, mahiya ka naman, Judas Isidre. Oo, maraming pagkain dyan, pero marami naman kayo dyan. Hindi porke sinabing buffet, lalamunin mo lahat yan. Hindi, joke lang. Joke. Hindi ta. Pero balita ko, nag-aan na daw yan, calorie deficit. Low carb po siya ngayon, low carb. Low carb na ng tokal, linala mo pala isang buong biig. Walang yung Jun si Dreta. Oy, Jun huwag ka magalit. Ano lang naman, ikaw naman. Balita ko, pikon na pikon ka na sa akin. Huwag ka galit. O para wala kaming masabi sa'yo, huwag mo ubusin yung mga pagkain dyan sa pantry ng House of Representatives. Rekta ko tayo sa interview nitong si Atty. Trixie Cruz Aguiles dito sa isa sa mga patabain nating congressman dyan sa House of Representatives. Malapit na to, malapit na. Malapit na nating maibenta to. Ang mahal pa naman ng 4 kilo ng baboy ngayong mga panahon na to. Okay?
Spokes, Kong Jude.
Thank you, Attorney Barry. Thank you, Attorney Trixie. Thank you for having me this.
Anong feeling na yung dating inaano-ano mo doon sa Tricom na kung saan ginisan yung mga vlogger, ngayon ikaw na ini-interview sa kanyang programa. Anong feeling, Jude? Hey, Jude. Lang nga ka, hey, Jude.
Morning.
Recently, I'll get right into it para makarami tayo. You recently held the record of 1.38 trillion sa education budget and SUC funding for 2026, for the 2026 budget. Where should the public expect to see the money going?
This is going to be the biggest in history, and for the first time, we've transcended the 4%
4%
threshold, 4% of GDP. And it really goes into the heart of the issue. It's the learning crisis that we find ourselves in.
What is the learning crisis?
A few years back, UNICEF, together with other stakeholders, were able to establish that we're undergoing what we're referring to as a learning crisis. It's basically identified yung underperformance. Many of our
We're
students...
talking about higher education.
lower,
yeah?
basic and... because
both.
magkadugdong yan eh.
Ito yung low scores in those evaluation
Well, that's
tests.
already the validation.
Yeah.
Yung learning proficiency, yung reading comprehension, yung mathematical ability, and validated by our PISA standing na meron talagang kakulangan sa quality ng education sa bansa.
So pag pinag-uusapan dito yung 1.38 trillion na education, this is basic and higher education.
Yes.
Kasama dito TechVoc,
Yes
kasama
po,
yung
opo.
mga ganyan. So ano yung priorities dito?
Pinakamalaking bulk will go to DepEd. Kasi based also on the findings of EDCOM, of which I'm part also, critical talaga ang foundational learning. Kasi functional literacy ang isa sa pinakamalaking
Ako, hindi ako naniniwala dyan. Yung EDCOM na yan. Alam nyo, ang critical ngayon, turuan yung mga susunod na henerasyon na masamang magnakaw. Di ba, Jude? Ako wala akong tiwala dito sa natin, current education system natin. Tinuturuang magbasa, tinuturuang magsulat, tinuturuang kung ano-ano tinuturo sa eskwelahan. Alam nyo, nahuhuli yung pagturo na bawal magnakaw kung sakaling kahit sa anong aspeto ng buhay, bawal magnakaw. Dapat yun ang i-emphasize bago ka turuang magbasa at sumulat, dapat yun muna yung isaksak sa utak ng bawat estudyante na bawal magnakaw, okay? Bawal kunin ang pera ng kahit kung sino man. Kung hindi sa'yo, wag mong pakialaman. Di ba, John, sangayon ka ba doon? Palitan natin curriculum. Kung 8 na subject yan, yung mga importante na lang, math, English, science, yun na lang muna. Pilipino, isama na natin. Tapos lahat bawal magnakaw. Tapos ang gagawin kong teacher, ikaw, sino ba? Pinakamagandang role model sa mga estudyante, walang iba kundi si Jude Asidre. Hindi, kung meron tayong kukunin na principal, si VP Sara, syempre. Kasi yan, sigurado ako, hindi magnanakaw yan. Sigurado ako dyan. Sigurado ako mga kababayan, maitataya akong pangalan ng PH update dito. Walang Duterteng magnanakaw. Yan ang sigurado ko sa inyo. Mga nakapaligid sa kanila, pwede, siguro sila oo, pero Duterte magnanakaw. Yan ang sinasabi ko sa inyo, walang magnanakaw na Duterte. Yun ang ating slogan dito sa PH Update, walang magnanakaw na Duterte. Ay ilalagay ko na dito sa baba na to, walang magnanakaw na Duterte, di ba? Sa mga susunod na video, ilagay na ho natin yan mga kababayan. Para ika nga, matatak sa kaisipan ng ating mga kababayan na kailanman, walang magnanakaw na Duterte. Romualdez at Marcos, anak na tokwa. Kopong-kopong pa lang, magnanakaw na yung mga yan. Di ba, Jude? Dumededi pa lang ng dumededi pa lang ng bona yang si Jude Asidre, nagnanakaw na yung pamilya na yan. Mga Romualdez at Marcos, anak ng tokwa. Sinasabi ko sa inyo, hindi pa tayo tao. Magnanakaw na yung mga yan. Kanununuan pa lang natin, magnanakaw na yung mga yan. Hanggang ngayon, magnanakaw pa rin sila.
Problema natin when it comes to learning. Secondly,
Hindi tayo, pagdating sa ating educational system sa Pilipinas, hindi tayo, yung masyado sa academic, akala mo talagang talino, dapat number 1 lagi sa math. Pag natapos, wala namang GMRC, wala namang good moral and right conduct. Diba? Yung simpleng lang, nakapulot ng pera, imbis na dalhin siya mga kinauukulan, titingin-tingin pa yan, titingin-tingin sa meron ba nakakita? Sabay apak na gano'n. Tapos kunyari, mga ngati, ba't alam mo yung PH? Napapanood ko yan sa mga vlog. Pero tayo nakakita sa oli natin, di naman atin di ba? Di atin yan. Yan ang unang ituro natin sa mga kabataan. Bago turuan magbasa at sumula, turuan muna natin silang bawal magnakaw. Kasi kahit anong ituro natin dyan, kahit maging top-notcher pa yan, maging cum laude, summa cum laude, pagka-graduate, gagamitin yung kanyang natutunan sa pagnanakaw. Wala rin yung kwenta. Walang hindi aases sa Pilipinas. Disiplina. Bata, wala mo nang magbabasa at susulat, tuturuan namin kayo paano yung routine, paano maglinis, paano maging magandang asal. Di ba? Yun muna ituro natin. Di ba? Yung pagpapahalaga sa mga nakakatanda, pag-aalaga. Di ba? Mga ganun ba? Sa atin, pagalingan, dapat tapuan ka, ha? Anak, dapat tapuan ka. Wala akong pakialam kahit nabastos kang bata. Importante, matalino ka. Di ba? Kalungkot. Na ganyan ang realidad sa Pilipinas. Masyado tayo nakapokus doon sa mga bagay na wala nang problema maging matalino. Wala nang problema dyan sa PISA na yan na yung statistic na yung pagdating sa math, pagdating sa comprehension, sa reading, wala na problema na umangat tayo dyan sa mga na yan, sa mga statistic na yan. Di ba? Ang atin dito, unahin ang mga importante. At ang ating nakikitang importante dito, turuan ng kabataan na wag magnakaw at wag gayahin ng mga Marcos at Romualdez. Yun ang number 1 doon.
of course, it goes back to access. That's why a significant part of it, around mga 12 billion, will go for free college education.
So tutuloy yung free tertiary education.
Yes.
So how much of the 1.38 trillion do you think
Sa
will go?
free
Kasi wala
college
pa
education, there's 7 billion that will go for this year, as well as past years. Pero for the longest time kasi meron tayong problema with the implementation of free higher education. Kasi ang CHED, BBM actually, not really CHED, kinakalculate niya yung babayaran in reimbursement based on the historical enrollment about 2 years before that particular year.
Tumaas.
At
dahil
normally,
nalaman
that's
free.
only about 80%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's the policy also that
Yeah.
they were using. That was the reference point. Kasi, of course, for validation, to be more efficient. So we realized, habang 80% lang more or less on an average ang binabayaran ng DBM sa mga SUCs, pero 20% na compounded.
Okay.
So this year also, hindi lang kasi funding din ang binago natin, pati yung policy of establishing na actual enrollment dapat ang i-reimburse ng CHED.
So ibig sabihin, ano yung practical result nun? Kung 80% lang yung nababayarin, are you saying na may 20% na hindi nakaka-enroll o 20% na hindi na-reimburse doon sa mga
20% na hindi nare-reimburse. So ang ginagawa ng mga SUC, is instead of kasi syempre may cost doon, no? So what they would do is they would go into their internal income,
Yun ang
like for
pinambabayan.
example, mga library fees,
Okay.
ganito, ganyan, na hindi na nagagamit doon sa improvement ng facility
Okay.
kasi gagamitin na to cover doon sa problema. So, right ngayon, we also included around, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, around 5B, to pay for 4 to 5 billion.
Yung mga backlog
Yung mga
to.
backlog. So, this is really a clean slate for
Okay.
free higher education.
Pero that's higher ed. Kanina in-identify nyo, Kong Jude, the biggest problem really starts sa primary
Basic
basic education. So, anong ginagawa nung bill nung ngayong budget
With
na ito
this
for that?
budget, what we're trying to address, una, of course, yung infrastructure is critical. Yung classroom backlog natin, which will get a significant chunk of the budget, around 100 billion, will go.
Just as a matter of course, 23 classrooms lang kasi ang nagawa. So, would you know kung ano ba yan? Is that something sa Kongreso o DPWH ang may problema dyan?
I think Congress has not remissed naman in funding classrooms. Of course, alam naman natin, it's really the purview of the executive agency, yung fund. And we've seen the challenges kasi DepEd identifies the classrooms, pero hindi naman sila ang gagawa.
Correct.
Kasi DPWH naman. So, there's a question of absorption capacity and all of this concerns. So, ang ginawa natin ngayon is there's also a colotilla authorizing the Secretary of Education to also expand to include PPP as well as other modalities touch basing with LGUs in the construction of classrooms so that we can accelerate the construction of classrooms.
So-
So hindi na DPWH lang.
So ideally, with the budget na nilabas ng Congress for classrooms in particular, anong ini-expect nyong matatayo? Ilan yung matatayo for 2026?
I really can't remember the exact figure of classrooms, but we're hoping to at the very least address yung current nating backlog.
It's 165,000
Yes.
yata, di ba? Something
Of
like that.
course, that's
Ganun
more or
nakalaki?
less, we're more limited rather than the budget. We're more limited with the construction capacity, yung capacity ng ating gobyerno para gawin yun.
Affected by the crisis?
Actually, hindi ka-
Sorry. No corruption.
Actually, I'm
Sorry.
very good.
the elephant in the room. Oo,
Ito
kailangan
problema
kulitan.
talaga with all these public works na kailangan gawin. No? And I think naman, we have a very proactive Secretary of Education. Seen na maybe it would help kung involved ang LGUs, may mga certain private organizations that are being tapped. And I'm confident naman with all the lessons we've learned in the past months, no, that hindi lang ang gobyerno, but the stakeholders themselves would be more vigilant na kung anong dapat gawin at sa anong quality ng dapat itayong mga classrooms.
So, medyo mahirap yung tanong. Nag-file kayo kasi ng ethics complaint with the Committee on Ethics in the House that could affect Congressman Barsaga's current suspension. So, kayo yung nag-file ng suspension niya, or was it somebody
No, I
else?
wasn't. I
So, you
wasn't
filed
told.
another one?
No, I didn't. I think a couple of days ago I was asked kung
Okay,
what's the next step for Kiko. Sabi ko kay Congressman Bersagan, I said like it really depends on how he responded. Kasi ang tanong, can it be extended? My school of thought is that
Just to be clear, hanggang kailan ba yung 60 day
first
suspension?
week of February.
Okay.
So baka by then na-serve na niya yung suspension.
Okay.
And I was asked like paano to after, and I said like depends on if if the committee and the plenary is can see that he has taken steps to rectify whatever behavior na was cited for the ethics complaint before, I'm sure he'll be back. But with all this also, it's best to take a step back and see how anong appreciation ng members with his behavior after
Outside
this,
of
right?
the House, he's been actually charged, di ba, in court, criminally. Di ba?
Well, that's
For
another
that.
thing. I mean,
libels
that's more of a personal case.
Yeah. Pero right now, has there been
bakit wala si
an
Chubby
additional
Case?
ethics complaint? filed
None
against
that I
him?
know of. Not that I know of officially nasa-submit.
Okay. Balik tayo sa education. What is the voucher system? Parati ko naririnig ito. And I know how it works sa DepEd. Diba? May yung public school children, from what I understand, dito yung dating report ko to dati, na pupunta sila sa private schools, may voucher system, they pay bale through a voucher system. The voucher is provided by the Department of Education para masagot yung kanilang tuition. In higher education, may voucher system din ba?
At the moment, wala. But just recently, towards the end of our session before kami nag-Christmas break, we passed a law we passed a bill in the committee amending the Universal Access to Tertiary Quality Education Act, yung free college education. Especially provision on TES, Tertiary Education Subsidy. Kasi part ng free WACTEA, meron tayong tinatawag na TES, which is supposed to cover cost of learning. Like for example, dormitory, allowances, things like that. Kasi tuition is a small part of someone's learning expense, di ba? So, when you talk about universal access, you have to cover also. We'll try to address also the other costs, di ba?
Food,
food. So, ang problema, there's sa college with free higher education, in an SUC, libre yung tuition.
Yeah.
So yung nakukuha mo yung buo, yung TS mo, para talaga dun sa related activities, di ba? Pero pag private school ka, you will have to pay the tuition.
Okay.
So, ano nangyayari sa mga estudyante, especially those who can't, middle class or even from low-income families, ang ginagawa nila, doon nila kukunin sa TES nila, yung pambayad nila sa tuition. So, nakukulangan. And this is critical because half of our students actually are studying in private schools. At
the tertiary level.
At the tertiary level. And there are certain areas like kung walang SUC, walang LUC, or also because there's free higher education, minsan, of course, the absorptive capacity of our SUCs are rather, more defined right now. So ang naisip namin, baka kailangan din bigyan natin ng separate voucher system for higher education. But this time, iba ang context kasi pag basic education, it comes from a rights-based approach, di ba? Yung parang karapatan ng bawat bata mag-aral. So that's why we provide for cost of learning. Pero sa higher education, andun pa rin naman yung component ng karapatan. But we also have to be strategic because this is now being positioned as a human development investment.
Ano yung needs
we
ng
look at
bayan?
What courses, that's going to be critical, di ba? Ano yung priority courses, ano yung employability. We don't want naman na pinapag-graduate natin pero more than what the market requires because we will also contribute lang to underemployment or unemployment. So those are critical components of how we position a voucher system in higher education.
So, ito yung sinasabi ninyo na para siyang reform, basically, natin, dinadagdagan natin yung...
Para siyang bago talaga. The concept of voucher system for higher education is rather a new concept. Mas matagal na to sa basic ed, especially sa high school. Kasi nga, that's basically the state covering the cost of learning. And we want to, considering, kapag sinabing universal, hindi naman pipiliin na SUC lang or private. So,
anong status nito, Kong Jun? Sabi nyo kasi kanina, napasa nyo sa committee, sa House.
napasa namin sa committee. It's due for approval sa Appropriations Committee. But we're pushing for the Senate also to
May ano na ba? May counterpart na ba sa Senate?
we have the commitment of Senator Loren, our counterpart, that
Okay.
they will introduce a similar measure.
Pero ito, may tanong ako on the policy. Hindi ba umaangal yung mga SUCs na ba't kayo magbibigay ng voucher para mag-aral sila sa private school? Ba't di na lang nyo expand ang aming capacity?
Well, because expansion, maraming components yan eh. Una, may faculty component yan. Yung research component. Remember, ang delivery ng learning sa higher education, hindi lang yun yung classroom eh. There are three roles of a university: extension, research, instruction. And many times, it would be more cost efficient to have to support learning in private institutions, especially kung ang mga private institutions naman, una, walang SUC or LUC, which is basically the most important criteria
Dun
in
sa
the
locality.
voucher, in the locality.
Hindi lahat
Kasi
meron,
question of access yun foremost eh. And secondly, ito palagi namin ini-insist, kung magaling na ang private school sa kurso na yan, things like accountancy or things like sciences or technology, hindi na dapat magko-compete.
Let's take advantage of yung existing expertise.
So we focus on ilagay natin sa agriculture, when we can be more intentional. And I think that's the nature of a state university, to address the human development priorities of the government.
Speaking of human development priorities, may bill tungkol dun sa OFW exemption sa pagbayad na ng premium sa PhilHealth. Ano nang status nito? Pero by the way super pro ako dyan. So gusto ko malaman kung asa na tayo
I
dito.
used to be chairperson of Overseas Worker Affairs in the previous Congress, and nalaman ko na required pala magbayad ng PhilHealth ang ating mga OFWs.
Hindi sila makakaalis.
Which actually doesn't make sense because wala
Meron
naman
sila
sila
eh.
dito and they have their separate.
They're actually many of them are probably in countries with a better healthcare system.
Hindi nila
Yes.
nagagamit. Bayad sila ng premiums dahil abroad sila, hindi nila magamit
And
dito.
hindi makaalis kung walang PhilHealth payments. Tapos unlike sa atin, ito hindi monthly. I think they have to pay upfront yung iba. If I'm not mistaken.
Parang bulk payment.
Oo, kasi syempre wala naman sila at mahirapan naman silang magbayad kung
buwan-buwan.
nandun na sila, di ba? So, we wanted to correct that. First is, of course, not making it mandatory anymore, which right now is still in the committee level, unfortunately. But we're pushing for it strongly.
Saan to, sa health?
Hindi, sa OFW.
Hindi ba
OFWs
ito na-discuss nung 19th Congress?
Bago po ito.
So, dito lang sa 20th
yes,
talaga?
Yes, it's something that we've introduced for this Congress.
Ito lang tatanungin
But
ko
the
anong
second-
ginagawa niyo nun sa 19th Congress.
But the second thing that we're doing, which
Ito talaga si Atty. Trixie Cruz Angeles. Ano yung pasimple lang eh. Hindi ko na itatanong kung anong ginagawa nyo noong 19th Congress. Ano bang ginagawa nila, attorney? Anong pagpapatawag ng hearing sa mga vlogger? At alam ko, isa ka sa mga naimbitahan. At isa yan sa mga nagtanong dito kay Kifichu. Ngayon, bida-bida siya dyan sa Daspo. Ano naman yan, siyempre, kailangan magpaka-civil nga. Pero kung sa tingin ko, si Kipicho lang ang nag-i-interview na to, malamang sa malamang, dinuguan ng kinalabasan nitong interview.
which we started doing in the 19th Congress was kasi syempre before we go to something as significant as
Dinuguan
removing.
asidre. Teka lang baka na naman literal na naman itong mga siraulo na to. Ibig sabihin dinuguan, yung mga tanungan, hindi yung palambingan. Talagang merong dating, di ba?
Pinupush muna namin si PhilHealth to be more aggressive with reciprocity. Like for example, we're working on a reciprocity agreement with Hong Kong, for example. Bale, babayad sila dito or doon, but however, kung nandun na sila, doon na sila magbabayad. But walang gap sa payment. So, yun sana yung ideal, to make it more portable. But of course, we're also looking at this option kung hindi talaga gana with reciprocity, is really to
Exceptional lang.
make it optional for our OFWs.
You were quoted as calling the first impeachment complaint against PBBM as shapeless.
Well, that was before anything was filed, di ba?
Hindi ba? Akala ko yun dun sa first.
No, that was before.
wala
That
pa.
was
Wala pa nga,
Saturday.
ano.
I think the first impeachment was filed on a Monday. We made that statement Saturday before that.
So shapeless kasi
alam
wala pa.
ninyo,
Kasi wala pa.
Pero alam ninyo na may magfa-file? May idea?
Ako personally, I didn't have direct knowledge. So what I was saying, it will be difficult for any member of Congress to speculate on what form will it take or what the basis will be.
What are your thoughts on the second and third impeachment complaints?
Well, supposedly, no, it has not been received.
You haven't
So
seen
wala
yung
pang
ano?
thoughts
So I haven't
na
seen it.
does not exist.
Hindi, pero yung sa first. Kasi when you made that statement, wala pa yung first.
Ito naman si Barry Gutierrez. Alam nyo naman, mga kaibigan nyo yan nag-file dyan eh.
I also actually haven't read the first Hindi pa kasi kami nagsesession na, so I haven't,
Okay.
we haven't received the copies of the impeachment yet.
Hindi ka ba kasama sa mga nag-draft, Jude? Doon sa impeachment complete na inihain dito kay Marcos Sr. Hindi ka kasama. Okay.
May possibility, no, na magkaroon ng impeachment possibility. Complaint si VP Sara, endorse niyo po ba?
Well, ganito.
Parang
Nervous
nilagay mo
laughter.
naman.
Na-corner na-corner tong si Pork Belly. Ganda ng tawa mo
Yata sa ano eh.
Oops. I had to ask. It's another elephant. Daming elephants
Ganito,
dito.
with the impeachment ni Inday Sara, ni Vice President Duterte, it's a different thing kasi. For us, it's the logical and principled consequence of all the hearings that we did in the previous administration. I mean, in the previous Congress. So, for as long as those questions remain unanswered, syempre, attorney, we will have to stand by the findings of the committee during the investigation that we ourselves had.
Okay. Ito, tatanungin ko, you're from Tingog,
Tingog.
Kong Jude, di ba? So, obviously,
Ayaw mo na ba ma-associate sa Tinggog? Walang nga ka, tinggugin kita dyan.
meron kayong very close ties kay former Speaker Martin Romualdez. Anong facial position nyo on, well, the outstanding allegations against him, particularly in relation to flood control?
Well, let us be clear,
Wait,
no?
before you answer this, there's also see the hanging question. What is the position of Tingog Party List amidst its ties? And clearly very strong ties kasi kasama niyo sa Tingog si si
Yeda.
Madam, si Kong Yeda. Amidst your ties with former House Speaker Martin Romualdez and the flood control probe.
Well, let's separate the two, no? The flood control. Definitely, we're one with everyone saying that accountability should not be taken lightly, no? We should pursue it. However, we should pursue accountability on the basis of evidence.
Okay.
Diba? And that's something that we strongly, I think it's fair to ensure that that we ensure the integrity of the process and also that we are founded upon clear evidence. Yun yung importante. And when it comes to the former speaker, walang namang ebidensya pointing his culpability in the
Yan
whole
ang
matter.
problema. Yan ang problema. Kahit na sinabi na dinideliveran doon sa Tamarind Street, wala pa rin ebidensya. Pambihira, ano bang ebidensya hinahanap nyo? Yan yung lagi natin tanong dito. Diba?
But in fact, we could see, and
Si
syempre,
Barry,
with our-
bumubelo si Barry. Paano ko kaya sisigundahan itong pork belly na to? Sabi siguro ni Barry Gutierrez. Abogado ho yan ni Lugaw.
or close ties, we've seen him humarap sa ICI na walang maraming drama.
May abogado ba siya nung humarap siya?
Meron. Then he submitted voluntarily on his own a 100+ page affidavit detailing his
100 pages?
Ito yung response niya to...
hindi siya response because
so
he was
his own-
never asked.
Parang testimony siya,
No, he
basically.
By
he
affidavit,
presented his own affidavit
Okay.
made under a sworn affidavit for that matter. And then with all that's happening, we have yet to even pinakalas na hearing sa Senator Lacson himself, di ba? And take note, he never left the country. He made him
Hindi niya kailangan umalis. Pinsan niya presidente. Anak ng toka. Hindi niya kailangan umalis ng bansa. Dahil isisimple lang, pagka linaglag mo ako, Marcos Jr., ilalaglag din kita. Magpinsan niya. Ikaw naman, si Dre, oo. Sa tingin mo ba, kung kamag-anak nila si Saldico, lumabas na siya ng bansa? Hindi lalabas si Saldico.
himself available always, di ba? For any investigation.
Hindi naman dumadalo sa mga investigation. Available siya pero hindi dumadalo. Hindi sumasagot. Ikaw lang at yung abogado niyang sintusi. Ang sagot na sagot, di naman
That's
tinatanong.
something that we'd want the people to also take into consideration. Kasi, syempre, alam naman natin ang nangyari. All the other actors, di ba? In fact, very telling din that he had to resign as speaker, di ba? Even if you know naman, he still had the numbers at the time when he resigned. Because he placed institution before self.
Nag-ano ba? Okay. Andali Nagulat ako dun sa last part na yun. Hindi, kasi ang sabi ninyo earlier on, wala namang ebidensya. Pero may Senate Minority Report. Alam mo naman, sina Senator Amy, pumirma yung mga yan.
Yan ang sinasabi ko na any search for accountability must be founded in fairness and truth, di ba?
Oh, sa kanila, meron kasi silang witness.
But
Dalawa.
sinong witness?
Si
Si
Gutesa.
Joy. Hindi, yung Joy at saka dalawa yan eh.
But even
yung
with
ano,
Joy,
Napatigil ka dyan, no? Na-corner ka nitong si Atty. Trixie Cruz Angles. May ebidensya. So, kahit na anong ebidensyang ilatak, talagang walang ginawa yung amo mong pork belly din kung hindi mag-deny ng mag-deny. Yan nga kayo.
even
Dun
with
sa
Joy
Forbes,
and sila yung isa,
Yung nakausap
tenants.
daw nila si si Vizcaya. Ito yun.
Yes,
because
yes.
apparently was hearsay evidence, di ba?
Para
Hearsay-
hearsay evidence, sila nga yung nagtuturo, pinoint nila yung yung nagpapaalis kasi daw nabili na ni Martin Romualdez yung property. Hearsay ba yun?
testimony and
Nakababo
and
ka.
clearly inadmissible to any process. So I think it's not even us na
Idadaan tayo sa teknikalidad nitong si pork belly, wala ko tayo magagawa.
nagsabi nun. It's
Hindi
the
nga,
chairperson of the Blue Ribbon Committee himself admitted
Si
that
Senping.
it may be a good lead, but then again, it doesn't amount to anything.
Magkakasabot kasi sila, kaya tingnan mo lahat ng sinasabi nitong si Baklita binibida niya.
That would render the former speaker culpable of anything.
Anong thoughts ninyo kay Saldico?
Yan. Oh. Ang taray mo dyan, ate. Akala mo ha, alang niya ka si Drea. Anong thoughts mo kay Saldico? Aurahan mo kasi. Ito namang si Atty. Trix. Aurahan mo yung matinding aura, di ba? Aurahan. Bibig pa lang, matatakot ka na. Ano masasabi mo kay Saldico?
Ano ka ba sasabihin?
Ako po.
No, because Saldico was chairperson of the party list coalition. It's quite unfortunate. No? But then again, all of us, ganito na lang, all of us are elected officials and we have to render accountability for all our actions. And I'm sure the former congressman would be the best. He must face the consequences of his action.
Okay. Ito naman, since napag-usapan na rin naman natin
Iniiwasan mo ba yung Barry Gutierrez? Kanina mo pa ba iniiwasan niya mga gusto mong itanongin? Ilabas mo na yan para hindi ka na paghahalata na nagko-collaborate kayo nitong mga Talyanista sa Imada na to, ha?
would you respond to yung claims ni Kong Toby Chanco that si Speaker Romualdez daw is complicit and benefits
Hearsay,
from
ako nasasagot. Hearsay yan Hearsay yan. Sabi-sabi lang yan, di ba?
Saldico's absence.
Well, I don't really want to. I normally don't comment on my colleagues, no, as to be fair to them, kasi, and I don't also feel comfortable that there's a member of Congress who's saying all of these things when this could have been addressed in the right procedure, in the right forum. You were a member of Congress. Normally, it's not done, di ba?
Yeah. yung lumalabas na kwento na nag-away, sinigawan daw ni BBM si
Yun, di
Speaker
ba? Yun
Romualdez.
yung kwento ni Kong
ganito,
Toby.
kasi yun ang kwento ni Kong Toby, di ba? Ang tanong ko nga doon, why did he start and end with those narrative? Ano bang sagot ni Presidente sa sinabi niya? Ano bang nangyari before sa usapan na yun? I'm not, and honestly, conversations with the President, I don't think you need to broadcast them in that manner, di ba? It's difficult.
Bakit kailangan napaka-secretive pagdating dito kay Marcos Jr. dahil puro kakaprakutan ang pinag-uusapan pagkakaharap yung mga congressman? Ganun ba yun?
Okay.
Umiyakan pork belly
Kailan
ka.
ba naging fashionable mag-akusa than to provide facts later? I think that's something to...
Di ba, yun naman ang
Because-
ever
Diba yun naman gawain nyo dyan sa House of Representative? Ako sa tapos magpapatawag ng hearing dahil walang mga ebidensya. Sira ulo pala to eh. Tinuloko mo naman kami. Kakaldereta kita, lang yan ka.
Dahil sa politika.
Ang problema,
May kilala tayong
Attorney
former
Barry,
senator na ganyan.
kami
ha?
kasi are elected members of Congress. We do not only have a duty to the people, we also have a duty to the institution. Ako, I would prefer, I cannot make judgments on how other members of Congress look at their duty, but for me, I think when you accuse, you provide the
Present the
facts.
evidence.
And it cannot be one after the other. I mean, it cannot be the accusations first before the facts are verified. And to normalize that for a member of Congress would be a very serious... for me, it's going to be a... Hindi siya dapat na normalize ng ganun.
Tough question portion.
Tatapos na ba tayo?
Meron kaming
Sa masarap ang tanong yan.
Hindi pa ba? Tough question. You support fully accountability of public officials.
Ayun na nga mga kababayan, binobola na ho tayo nitong si Pork Belly. Dito na ho natatapusin ang ating reaction video. Maraming salamat sa pag-support sa Page Update. Mag-ingat ho kayo lahat. Mahal natin ng Pilipinas. Lang yan, Judas Idrito. Kala nyo siguro makakaisa siya.